It was so bad. I mean, I wanted to puke. It was terrible. But the dog, his ears, he's like, whoa, what was that? Of course, they use dead stuff for perfume, so they do. They roll in it. It's nasty. But anyway, so I'm like, this stuff's nasty. I got to get it out of here. So I chunk it outside, and the door was open. The dog bolts out the door. Now, usually when he does that, it's to run down through the neighborhood, But this time he went straight to the cheese. I was like, you're staying outside. I'm not breathing that. But anyway, so Daniel was telling this story, though, that this grandfather fell asleep on the couch, and his mischievous little grandkids got some of this Limburger cheese, and they smeared it on his mustache. And so when he woke up, man, something smells bad in here. Right? So he went out of the living room and went into the kitchen. Man, something smells bad in here too. He said, I got to get outside and get some air. So he goes outside on the front porch. And, it smells bad out here too. The whole world stinks. That's what Daniel said. The whole world stinks. That when I listened to that story, I thought of some things that Jesus said. Look at here. He was talking to some Pharisees. He said, and he spake this parable unto certain which trusted in themselves that they were righteous and despised others. And he said this, 2 men went up into the temple to pray, and one was a Pharisee, and the other a publican, which is a tax collector. And the Pharisee stood and prayed thus with himself. Now notice, who did he pray to God? No, he's praying to himself. Listen to what he says. God, I thank thee that I am not like other men are, extortioners, unjust, adulterers, or even like this publican. I fast twice a week and give tithes of all my possessions. But the publican, he's standing over in the corner. It says he stands afar off. And he would not even lift his eyes to heaven, but he smote upon his breast, saying, God, be merciful to me, a sinner. When we have Limburger cheese on our mustache, and we look at other people in the world, I know I've been talking about gangsters, and I've been talking about politicians and sports heroes. But remember, I had myself in there. That Limburger cheese is on our mustaches. I know some of you ladies don't have mustaches. I mean, all of you ladies, I'm sorry. Sorry about that. I know that you guys, but anyway, the point is that that's kind of a bad attitude that we can have when we look at other people. And instead of looking at them that way, we should be trying to love them, And so I just thought in the middle of this message, I needed to bring that point out, is that we have to be careful that we are humble while we look at other people who aren't humble. Does that make sense? Okay. I tell you the truth. Jesus continues. I tell you the truth. This man went down to his house justified. He's talking about the publican, not the other guy. Because remember, the Pharisee wasn't even praying to God. He said he prayed to himself. But the publican, he's praying to God. Did I say publican first? The Pharisee was praying to himself. The publican was praying to God. Now listen, I tell you the truth, this man went down to his house justified rather than the other. For everyone that exalts himself shall be abased. My friend, if this happens, if you find a text that happens 2 or 3 different times, a certain phrasing, it's important. Do you hear? And remember I told you that Satan's fall was pride. And it'll be the fall of many people as well, unfortunately. May it not be any of us. And continue with the verse. And he that humbleth himself shall be exalted. Look at this. I don't know how many more. We're kind of running over. I got to hurry up. And he spake a parable unto them. Can the blind lead the blind? Shall they not both fall into the ditch? The disciple is not above his master, but everyone that is perfect shall be as his master. And remember what I told you? Let this mind be in you that was in Christ. A humbleness. So again, we're told by Jesus, We need to follow that. And why beholdest thou the mote that is in thy brother's eye? A mote, a little speck of dirt that's in the eye, maybe a splinter. Why do you look at that splinter? But perceiveth not that there is a beam that is in thine own eye. A pole sticking out of your eye and you're worried about somebody else's speck. So we have to balance the preaching with the attitude that we need to be humble, right? Either how canst thou say to thy brother, brother, let me pull out the mote from your eye. Let me pull that speck out of your eye. Come here. And you're whacking him with your pole that's sticking out of your head, right? You can't get close because you're hitting him with the pole. Golly, quit. Brother, let me pull the mote that's in thy eye. When thou thyself beholdest not the beam that is in your own eye. Thou hypocrite, cast out first the beam out of thine own eye, then shalt thou see clearly to pull the mote that is in thy brother's eye. So again, we're seeing this concept of look at yourself first. Humble yourself first. You know what? We can't do any good in this world until we humble ourselves and follow Christ. Am I right? Thank you. Okay, one more. Well, actually, I don't think this is one more. I'm going to hurry it up. Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. And most people kind of stop there. But you know what? There's more to this verse. Take my yoke upon you and learn of me, for I am meek and lowly in heart, and ye shall find rest unto your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. Did you notice that? Learn of me. And what are we to learn? That he is meek and lowly of heart. We're going to find rest in Christ Jesus when we humble ourselves as he was humble.